Ms. Hahn, we'll wait till she has the microphone on. All right. Well, you've had the benefit of seeing how the first one went. It's somewhat similar. First of all, 1 minute to tell us about yourself.
I'm Rae Hahn, and I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Go Bears. I attended school there and went to Indiana University and received a degree in speech pathology and hearing therapy. Upon graduating, I returned to Chicago and worked for the Chicago Board of Education as a speech therapist. During that time, I married, had 2 wonderful children, a son who is residing in Dallas, a daughter who is living in Eureka Springs with my... Excuse me. Shall I just hold this? Is that all right? During that time in Chicago also, I taught beginning guitar at the Old Town School of Folk Music, a Chicago landmark. I visited Eureka Springs, of course, and fell in love with it as most do, and moved. Because of my experience, I owned a music store downtown, became an adult education teacher for 20 years teaching GED classes. You also may have seen me at Ermilio's as a hostess or Sparky's as a hostess. I've spent the last year and a half officially as a retired teacher.
All right. The second question, which is going to be asked of all candidates for the alderman position, is what will be the first ordinance you will try to pass as an alderman in 2007 and why? 90 seconds. So.
The first ordinance becomes a moot point depending on what happens with the outcome of the vote for the CAPC and the Parks Commission. Until we know how that vote will be finalized, I don't have an ordinance. Something will have to be put in place if that does not pass. As an elected official, I represent you, and of course would be eager to hear from all of the electors about what it is their issues would be. I feel strongly about the ordinances that are in place at this point. They need to be observed and upheld. The law and the ordinances and the codes that are on the books now, we need to follow them judiciously. The beauty that has brought us here and kept us here must be preserved. Our Historic District Commission and our Planning Commission have been put in place to preserve that and to make sure we follow this. Growth in buildings should be done under the guidelines of the Historic District Commission and our Planning Commission. So instead of new ordinances, what we really need is to preserve the ordinance we have in place. And we should work diligently to abide by what is currently in place.
This is the part of the forum where there would be a cold question. Mr. Rojak is here, so is not here, so there is no cold question for Ms. Hahn, but we will read the cold question you had for your opponent. In your words, when you read a statement regarding the CAPC tax being terminated at the October 9th council meeting, I felt your tone sounded like fear-mongering. You mentioned no festivals, closing the auditorium, locking up our public restrooms, and cutting our city's basic needs such as police, fire, public works, city hall, etc. The restrooms, police, fire, etc. are funded from the city's general fund, not the CAPC. Can you explain why you made those statements? And finally, you have 1 minute to tell us. Yes. I apologize. Yes, I skipped that. What do you think is the most important issue facing our community today, and why?
I feel the most important issue facing our community today is that of money. We cannot talk about money in our community without talking about accountability, honesty, and integrity. It is very important. You are our taxpayers. You are our voters. Of course, we get a lot of money from the tourist trade also, but we must listen also to our constituency. And again, accountability. The CAPC initiative is a big one. It's really, we deserve to know how every dime is being spent. Part of that money is yours also. The parks tax is also before us on the ballot. It's due to run out January 1st, 2008. We need a plan. The parks are beautiful. They've done a great job. But from the day I moved here in 1977, almost 30 years, there's been nothing for us to do as far as, I used to think about our youth and tennis and basketball courts. When I'm part of the older generation, I can hit a few tennis balls too if there was a place to do it. We need a plan. And again, accountability. Where is your money going? I would like to reiterate also how the voters are such a powerful group. If you don't like the job we're doing, you can vote us out. But you need to rise to the occasion to find out where and how your money is being spent. I would like to quote my friend Ann Adams from her book, The Silver Boat, when she said, "Remember to think of what you want rather than what you fear."
Thank you. And now, you have one more minute to tell us
Right?
why you should be voted for.
Okay. I consider myself a people person. I would love to serve the people of Eureka Springs. I have a strong sense of fairness and openness. I've been here almost 30 years. I have never seen this town so divided, so angry. Never. And it's been angry and divided before. This is just the most. I really feel privileged to be able to serve you, the people of this town that I love so much. I will be your eyes and your ears, and I will try to do your will. I am running on accountability and honesty. I feel I'm a very honest person. I've worked so hard in the community with our youth. And I hear there are people that are passing legislation for special interest groups. I have a special interest group, and it's you. The special interest group is who are the citizens of Eureka Springs. We must strike a balance between our local community and our tourist industry, and not forget 2,000 people still do live here. Thank you.
Thank you. The next office will be the alderman position for Ward 2, Position 1. If you're just joining us on television, all candidates were invited.